Hey, what's happening, Tim, with Nomad Trading? Going live early today. I'm not going to be around the office later on, and the blizzard that I'm in the middle of here in the Midwest is I don't my internet's been spotty, been having some issues, so I don't know if I'll have power later on. We'll have to wait and see. Super windy out there, snowing and blowing and all that. Anyway, I thought I'd just jump on here and do a quick live recap a little bit earlier than normal, and then take the rest of the day off and go do other things. So I'll start off with my trades. CCIV. CCIV, this stock is insane, by the way, today anyway. I guess they got news about a possible partnership with Lucid or going public or some kind of big conference call or something happened today, which I was not aware of. So that explains a lot. I found that out later on. I trade typically on the ticker a lot more than I do on the actual news or what's going on. So I wasn't following it. Had no idea. If you're tuning in, make sure you hit the like button, help the old YouTube algorithm out. I would greatly appreciate that. You guys are awesome. So I traded over here. Let me pull this up. Bear with me a second. All I traded today was CCIV. Realized 241 profit. I did not trade either E-Trade account, as you can see up here at the top of my screen. Anyway, CCIV, only stock that I traded today, made 241 bucks, and that is where I'm gonna leave it for the day. I think I probably won't trade the rest of the day or be around to trade the rest of the day. I made it to the short side on this stock. I was watching, if we zoom out here just a little bit, on 3 days, we can kind of see that up here at $19 was, just below 19, and then right here on this red candle, this is a 5-minute chart, 3-day time frame. That was kind of where it found some resistance before it went up here. So this morning we opened up. As I said, I didn't know about the news coming out or any of that. I just saw that it, had rocketed up, consolidated, but then failed. So when it came back up and retested that 19 area, I went ahead and got short. It dropped nicely. I didn't cover at the absolute bottom, but I did think with this consolidation over here, it was a good spot to cover. So I got out somewhere right around 18. So 250 shares and made 241. So got my actual execution was right around 19, and my fill on the cover was just above 18. I did try to short it again somewhere in this whiplash over here. It had bounced up and then failed again, and I took another short, but I quickly took it off because it was looking bullish, and I'm glad I did, because then it rocketed all the way up here, and then it was all over the place. It had conference call going on, I guess, but it was like a whipsaw between 19 and 17, so like a $2 whip back and forth. Anyway, yeah, got pretty dangerous there, and even now, I'm not sure I really would want to try to guess which way it's going, because I think the news ended up being that there was really no official news yet on what's happening. So with this consolidation over here, I would say that it's possible that it kind of moves sideways somewhere around that $18 range. I don't really see a distinct direction on it for the rest of the day. So that's CCIV. Crazy stock, lots of movement, volatility, which is awesome for day trading, but a little bit scary when you get in there and it starts whipping around. Let's see what else we had. Next on my list, I had AVGR. This is the only one that I was watching that I almost traded. I was going to go long in the E-Trade, one of the E-Trade accounts on this. It broke VWAP, so it was curling up nicely, broke VWAP, and I was looking for it to hold VWAP. Ultimately, it didn't. So when it broke down there, went back below VWAP, I did not, to me, that's more of a bearish move. It kind of mirrors this little move here, and I wanted to see it hold VWAP and then keep going, and I would have been buying it there and trying to scalp it up for 20 cents or so, 30 cents, somewhere in there. but ultimately did not hold above VWAP. So not a whole lot of opportunities on this, other than you do get my favorite little bull pennant pattern that I talk about every day, where you got your flagpole, then it forms its consolidation that gets tighter and tighter as your pennant, and then breaks out again. And then this one here, not nearly as clean. On the 5 minute, maybe you could have called that somewhat of a flag, but not as clean before it rips up again and then ultimately fails all the way back down, which we don't like to see the stock come all the way back below VWAP, give up that much of its gains. But when it curls up nicely and breaks VWAP, that can be bullish. But we always want to look, at least me personally, I always want to look for confirmation that it can hold above VWAP before I go long on a VWAP break. So that's all I had on that. Then we had, let's see what else we got. OBSV was another one I was watching. Trader Paul's in the chat. What's up, yo? Say what's up to him. So yeah, OBSV, I was watching this. Major gap up, kind of following this uptrend. So you could maybe kind of play off of that, but not a lot of real beautiful setups that I saw anyway to the long or short side. It did break the, sorry, I'm saying a lot on it. It broke the pre-market high here at 378, shot up, so you could have had a nice little long like right out of the gate maybe at open, but then quickly failed back below VWAP. Like I said, I don't really like to see that, so at that point I'm not as interested in it because I get a little bit more scared when the stock gives back that much gains and drops below VWAP. It tends to be more bearish, which this one has not been. It's ended up being bullish, but not like you would expect. I was really hoping to see it open up more, kind of a sideways motion right now. Staying above VWAP, so it's on the watch if you guys are trading this afternoon going into power hour. It is one to watch. It has traded 114, almost 115 million shares. It's on people's radar. It is above VWAP, poking around at the 50 moving average on the 5-minute chart. So definitely a watch. You know, anytime you get 100 million shares and a stock's up as much as this one is, it's something to be keeping an eye on into the afternoon. We also had, let's see what else. SENS was another one. Why? E-Trade, why do you do this to me? SENS. This was another one that was a little bit kind of like that last one, where the move was almost yesterday more than it was today. If we back out a little bit on the 1 day, we can see that yesterday the move was more in the afternoon and after hours, as it went from around $1 or even under $1 most of the day, and then got all the way to $1.50 before it found any resistance, came back down a bit, then ripped up again. As I've talked about before in other videos many times, after hours you can get these exaggerated moves, so I'm not surprised that it ends up having its biggest move kind of after hours there. And then into the morning, it just gapped up and faded back down in pre-market. It did have a nice move there, but again, started to find resistance about the same area that it did yesterday after hours. So not as much of a trade as far as long setups go. I don't see a whole lot to love there so far. Maybe, again, when you got 183 million shares traded and it's up this much from yesterday, it is on everybody's watch. So if it breaks above VWAP and starts heading back north, it could be a possibility. At this point, looking like it's going to be sideways or maybe start fading back down. So we'll see if longs can get the shorts to squeeze, and then maybe it keeps going, but time will tell. It's also up a lot from, you know, where the stock was back in December. We were trading in the 40-cent range down here, so up quite a bit from there. Also had, let's see, my next one on my little list here was CRNT. I want to jump on that real quick. This one, definitely more of a short bias trade because there was no real opportunity unless you happen to somehow get in right here for the the first halt, and it gaps all the way up here. Just insanity. Halts again, gaps up a little bit, then halts on the way back down. So this is one of those dangerous halt plays. But I thought I would bring it up just because it has gone from $3 and more than doubled at the high of day. So always worth looking at. But now it's more of a fade, I would say. The price target was raised to $3.75 a share from $3.25 a share. So you had a couple. I think there was one or two different analysts that raised their price target and maintained it by, etc. Nothing huge as far as news goes. So if I was going to guess, I would say it's going to fade down more. Might get another pop, we'll see, but probably going to fade more. POLA was another one. This one, now it's coming all the way back down. Last time I was looking at it was up here, so not as exciting now, but I did want to jump on this one too, just because, like I said on the last one, it's gone from $10 to over $15. So you get a big move like that. It's always worth looking at, worth kind of watching. Over here on the daily chart, as you can see, it's got a long candle wick, so it's given back a lot of its gains from the day. Not ideal for a long biased trader. Kind of forms a bit of a head and shoulders. This would be kind of your shoulder, your head, your shoulder, and fading back down. But the fact that it's kind of broken below these lows on the 5-minute chart tends to be bearish, and that it will continue to fade back down. Anyway, something to watch, but I would be more likely to short that into a pop than I would be looking at anything long on it. NOVN. NOVN. Yeah, this one. Almost a million, or almost 100 million shares traded, so definitely has eyes on it. But high of daybreak, you could have bought there around 127. It made moves up here to 145, so I guess you could have got, I don't know, 15 cents or something out of it. But this is one that I kind of was looking at, but it's just not moving the way that I would like. I'd like to see more range in it. Between basically the open was, let's see what the open was, 114 to 144. So he only got 30 cents really of range, even though the move looks pretty big. I guess if you took enough size on it, you could do it, but not as exciting to me anyway. And then I think that's all I had on my list. So Paul says that he traded OBSV, OBSV. Nice work, nice work. 363 to 412, good. That's nice. 363, yeah. Did you buy the dip, or were you in it pre-market? Or you probably were maybe in it right out of the gate. Just curious where you bought it at. Did you scalp it, or did you hold it for most of the day? Or it's kind of perking up, like I said. I mean, it's one to watch. I was just saying, it's above VWAP. It's above working on being above the 50 moving average, going into power hour with 116 million shares traded. So it's going to be one to watch. Is it going to get stuffed up in these levels here where it found resistance before, or is it going to be able to break out, get shorts on the run, and start really moving? This is what I would say is, more of a consolidation move. It hasn't really opened up yet. I'd like to see it open up and really start cranking out some moves, kind of like it did yesterday after hours. Now that's a big exaggerated open move there, and then we've just got a lot of consolidation. Hopefully we'll see that thing break out. I probably won't, because I won't be here, but maybe you guys will. Maybe it'll go after hours like it did yesterday. We'll see. 2-minute chart after 10. Gotcha. 10:12, 10:48. Cool. I like it. Nice work. Nice work. Michael says ACER. That was another one. You're right. I think I do remember seeing that at some point. there's been a lot moving the last couple of days, which is exciting. The momentum world's been alive again this week, moving a bit more. So yeah, that's a nice move. You got kind of a nice bull flag there, and then it breaks out past the high of day. Kind of came back down and tested it, which is textbook. You love to see it when a stock breaks out, comes back and tests that high of day and holds it. That's a good spot to go long, because you know that it's more of a sure thing at that point. Once it's retested the highs and then held up, that you're not going to get stuck in a giant drop. So yeah, from like 360 or so would have been a great trade up above $4. 40 to 50 cents on that move would have been really nice. Could have even done it more. I mean, if you had the cojones to hold it longer. Me, I trade too scared, so I'm sure I would have been jumping out of it early. But now it's kind of came down, but it's bouncing off of VWAP. We'll see what it does here. Typically what you'll see stocks do is you'll see kind of a, unless it's got a lot of strength, I mean, when it comes back down that close to VWAP, typically you'll see it kind of get rejected here, kind of come back down, start consolidating, and then the hope is for more of a curl back up to break the high of day. But you never know. Stocks can be pretty crazy and unpredictable. So I've seen them bounce to VWAP and then immediately go for the moon and break the high of day. I've also seen them, fake out here and then plummet below VWAP. So you never really know. But typically what will happen here is it'll get to this area here and then kind of move back down, start consolidating somewhere around 4, and then we'll kind of be able to tell if it's going to break down or break up at that point. So anyway, sports, the Bob Ross of stocks. A happy little candle. I don't know how to do emojis on my computer, but if I could, I'd do laughing emojis there. That's funny. My first trading day, Michael, I saw the flag because of your videos. That's awesome. Makes me feel very good to know that I actually help people learn. I love it when people tell me that they've made money because of something they saw in my videos. That's so awesome. I make money because of you guys watching these videos. So we're helping each other. We're making each other money. That's awesome. Okay. Acer held 20 EMA on hourly on 14th over 270. That would have been a great swing. Yeah, it would. I wish I was better at swinging. In stocks, I mean. The Bob Ross of stocks. I like that. Happy little candle right there. Now it's nice and green, forming a nice little tree. It's a happy little tree. Yeah, so see, we got that as expected. It topped out right there. If you kind of drew your trend line, right here, kind of topped out there, faded back down, tested the 4-ish area. Now it's trying to decide, do I want to go start to curl up in this area maybe and head back up, or do I want to break down and start testing VWAP? Anyway, let's see. I think that's about all I got to say, and I'm just going to end the day 240 up. As I talk about in all my videos, my goal is always $100 a day. I did, by the way, look back last night for those of you watching this, and this is 21 straight green days. I did have a few days I didn't trade at all, so I can't say that I've traded every day and had that many green days, and some days were not green by much. Some days were like $20, $30, $40, or something like that. But then I've had, some $200, $300, $500, $600 days also. So anyway, I'm pretty proud of it. Anytime I can do, even though there was a couple days I didn't trade because I didn't see much or I wasn't in the office or whatever the case may be, but going back into December, I've been green now 21 days in a row. So I'm going to quit while I'm ahead today, up more than double my daily goal of $100. So I think that's a good point to quit and just move on and go have a good day with my kiddos. Maybe go sledding or something since it's snowing and blizzarding outside. Do something fun. So thank you all for joining me and watching, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great weekend. Look at the stock market a little bit if you want to. It won't be open, but you can still study if you're new to the stock market. I used to do that a lot on the weekends, trying to learn and trying to get ahead when the market wasn't open, just watching back into the gurus like Ross Cameron's old videos and stuff and trying to figure out where he buys and sells. So that's always something you can do, but it's most important to enjoy the weekend off from the stock market. And you got to study if you're new, but also you got to have fun. You're going to get burned out if you don't. I went through a period where I got burned out anyway, so I'm assuming most people would. Y'all have a great weekend. I will talk to you probably Monday unless I make a video over the weekend. So yeah, BNGO still going. I was just talking about that with my buddy, by the way. Take care, guys.